here. Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's doing well. As we're just getting started, I'm gonna drive to my workplace from my mom's school. Hope everyone's doing well as we're just showing out. Hope all's well with everyone as we're just chilling out, hanging out. And right now, for me, wise, because there's only a few places that are open, and when I get to my work areas, and some of them aren't even open, so I'm like, do I want to get breakfast before I go to work today? Sometimes I need it, sometimes I don't. That you can tell this is one of those days I might need it. Who knows? I may decide in a little bit on that. Hope all's well with everyone else. We're just heading to my school and maybe going somewhere in between. Who knows for sure? Also spin on how traffic's going. Some days traffic is good. Some days you're just like, why is it taking so long? Never know truly till it happens. Like sometimes on Thursdays and Fridays I take a slightly different path if I know that there's a long line at some point I know before then, so just to go slight back way. Sometimes before this train tracks it gets super busy. I'm sure a lot of you guys have that same experience if you have a train that goes near your city, or goes through your city, I should say. And it's such time. Oh man, I feel like I'm doing a lot of autocorrects, but my speech instead of typing. Enjoying the views and enjoying the sights that we see. I hope all is well with everyone as we're just chilling out, hanging out, and stuff. We're talking about random stuff or just start humming because I can't think of anything else to talk about while I'm waiting for people to come in. Hey bro Adam, how you doing? Welcome in. we're doing good. I just know sometimes if I try to do my beatboxing, I know it's not the best, but sometimes it doesn't even pick up on the mic because how far away the phone is from my mouth. So I'm like, I would like to try it, but I know that on y'all's end it just sounds like there's silence in between if I'm trying to beatbox a tiny bit. So that's why I know I had to do some kind of vocal humming more than just sing. Because even if I try to joke about saying boots and cats, that if I do it without saying that, then that's when you guys don't hear it. Hello, N5. How are you doing? Welcome in. Yeah. Sometimes I just hum random lyrics in my head that I'm thinking about. Sometimes different parts of video game songs. It just depends on what's going on. And sometimes it's me just doing it randomly that I don't even try to make it sound like a song. Yeah. Because they're going to a different school, so that's why we're not directly behind them. I've had it one time when I've been driving that I just accidentally caught the bus at the right time that I'd be behind them for about 10 minutes. I'm like, oh well, it happens. So I just happened to be in their route. Excuse me, on the burp. Once you know the bus's route, you can always plan it ahead of time. But sometimes, even though they try to pick up the students at the same exact time, sometimes things happen, that things change and stuff like that, to say the least. Because even if we want it to be that everything is down to routine, but sometimes, with any parts of life, that there's always something that happens that we least expect. So we're just like, oh, sometimes. Once it breaks off our normal routine, or if something doesn't seem right, you're like, okay, what's off about today? And look around as you're trying to figure it out if it's within your area that you're at the moment. In my case, it's the case of, okay, what copies did I forget to make? It's me being a teacher. Stuff. And sometimes I had to differentiate how I'm doing things in each class to make it still feel fresh in my head, so it doesn't feel like I'm doing the same exact thing over and over again. No worries. I understand that. But yeah. But whether we have our own music library, whether it's that we got through Pandora, or Spotify, or Apple Music, that at the end of the day, we have a lot of songs that we're like, I know this one. Can't tell you if I remember the title of it in a week time. Because of how many songs there are out there in the world. And sometimes songs sound very similar, so you're like, okay, what can I remember the difference between these before I hit the chorus, or is it going to be the chorus? So it helps me remember which one it is. Yeah, for a lot of teachers, they have to focus on that, but yeah, at least in Texas, we have it where it's like we have the topics that we definitely had to hit, but how we teach the topic is different in each classroom. So that's why, for me, it's like sometimes I have like 10 different ways I can solve a problem. So I'm like, okay, let's showcase this in this class, this in that class, based on what I know they understanding. So it gives me a chance to show different ways of seeing stuff. And did the stream just went down for you guys, or it just all of a sudden the viewer number went weird? Okay, just making sure. Because all of a sudden I saw the number went I went up to 6, and then all of a sudden it went to 0. All of a sudden it went to 5 and 2 in the span of 5 seconds. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Like even right now, it's saying 0 again. I don't know what's going on there. Weird. Maybe the viewer thing is being a little wonky right now, because sometimes it does that. I can't tell you why, but it happens sometimes. But yeah, we're just chilling out here. For those of you that are watching this afterwards, hopefully it makes sense in between what we're talking about. And if there's things that are like, wait, why did you don't be afraid to leave a comment being like, hey, can you tell me more information about this? Yeah. Indeed. It's just one of those interesting things. It's like I can see a lot of people, but I know some people, they're not worried about typing because they're trying to see if it's something that they will enjoy listening to for a long term. And because these pop up in shorts, I know that people see it for about 10 seconds, and then because they don't see anything interesting, and swipe up. So that's also potential that all of a sudden so many people found me on the short side, but they all decided to not stick around. So it's just one of those funny things, to say the least. Because I remember one of the times when I used to do these streams on a daily basis before the magnet broke, that I had at one point that kept oscillating between 20 viewers and 55 viewers at the same time, but only at most 5 people was talking. I'm just like, okay, I don't know if that is that many people that are on the mobile app right now, or it's just I just happened to hit the right wave of people. It's one of my more popular, not more popular, but one that had gotten a lot of views. It showed up that it had over 400 views. Okay, and with all the people that came by, I'm just like, how did that stream get that many views? And then, so it's like, it's always an interesting thing to say the least of how many watched the full stream, how many actually stopped by even for 10 seconds, and sometimes other things, what's going on. Because I know that they could double tap and stuff like that, but I just, every time I think about saying it as a reminder, that makes me feel like I'm being robotic when I say it. So I try not to think about saying it every stream or every time that I see an influx of people. Yeah, but you know, sometimes people don't know about the double tap, or because they don't see the like button on the side like it is on other platforms, they don't think about leaving one. Because even if it's been the norm for YouTube wise that we don't have it on the side, that some people, because they're used to the platforms, they're like, oh, I can't click it and skip. Indeed, brother. I just know that for me, I'm just enjoy just being able to talk to everyone that's available and stuff like that. Wow, that's a fast light today. What is going on? So I barely got to move and it was already turning yellow. I'm like, what? Sometimes that light goes super fast for who knows why, and other times you're like, a lot of people can get through that light, so it's like, what? Why? Because there's some lights, you know, that you can joke that it's a 3-minute or 5-minute light, and there's some you're just like, if you see a green, go. Yeah. Yeah. I figured it wasn't just me, because usually that light's not that fast, but I'm just like, what the? As I'm crossing it. I know sometimes that happens when the sensor is a little wonky, but I'm just like, it could be because it is a busy area, but still. I know there are some lights in Texas. I don't know where you are wise if it happens to you too, but I can tell you there's one near my hometown that's the same way, that literally anytime you see a green, gun it. For one light, because it gives you less than 5 seconds sometimes to go across it, and it's a fast-paced light that does it for everyone. So it's like, as soon as you see it, you hit it. That way you get a chance to go through all the way. sometimes even if they see people come, it will still happen. Right. Yeah, it's supposed to be minimum 30 seconds, but we both know that we've seen lights that are less. And you're just like, wait, what? Because I remember one time at that light that I'm talking about near my hometown when I first experienced it, I'm like, I didn't even get to move. I remember saying it. So it's like, you had some lights you had to learn what is the pattern of how they move the lights, just so you know when you can start pressing the gas, because you know it's starting to change to you. But I know some of us don't like remembering all those lights that do that. And if you're not the first one, you're at the mercy of the people in front of you. Brother Adam, make sure that I get across first. Okay. Sometimes people don't let people go across. Yeah. I've seen 5-second lights, like I said, and it's scary when it happens. If you're just coming in, if you just died, I'll be reading everyone's comments in just a second. This part, it's always a little nerve-wracking for me because how they have the barriers right close to the line. I'm always worried about accidentally going near the barrier. Because I just don't want, because sometimes they have the barrier be over the line of how the lines are smaller sometimes. Then you have some people that have engines that sounds like they need a tune-up even though they don't. It's always funny. It's like people speed around you just to get to slow down faster because they didn't see that there was us slowing down. And I'm just like, it's your fault for not focusing on that and paying attention to that. I understand that. With the Gandalf quote. But yeah. For me, it's just one of those cases that I go with the flow of traffic, but sometimes I'm like, if it's, I don't like the flow, I'm like, okay, how can I change the flow / have it where people aren't trying to go around people just because they're going too slow and stuff like that. Sometimes, a funny thing to say at least is, like, if you don't want people to be too near you, you can always slowly shift your vehicle to be closer to the edge of the road, so people go around you because they don't want to be that they're behind someone that looks like that they're going to the left too much or right too much, depending on the lane you're at. Should be able to look at the next set of messages again. Sad truth is that I've seen wrecks that happen when people are supposed to go 20 miles an hour because they wasn't paying attention to the person in front of them slowing down. So it's like, really? How can that happen? People are slowing down. I don't know why. Let me go this way. Indeed. showed it to you guys yet. Makes sense? But the sad truth is, that's unfortunately far off thing, because they do not want us to return to that time when we had to worry about no gas, because then companies wouldn't get rich off of providing gas. I understand that, especially when you're trying to maximize everything, so you don't have to worry about it being that things that you're like, oh, this should be able to last a little bit longer. You want to try it out to be able to do that. At some point I'll have to look at because I know I haven't looked at your state's math degree, but other math degrees I've seen some similarities and some differences. But I just know I always enjoy seeing how different the different degrees require between states and stuff like that sometimes. Trying to see if there's breakfast places that I want to try out today. Could always do kolaches at some point. That's a musky too. Nice. Don't know they're open for breakfast. Yeah, I never experienced that as much because me being on the island that most of the time we didn't try to have any wells, but I know some of my friends, if they lived on a beach house, that they sometimes had it. Let's go this way, because I know they're not gonna let me get across. Really, you're turning this way, but wouldn't let me get people. other breakfast places are around. Without looking at the GPS. Yeah. Probably because, depending on what you was trying to do before you got the applied mathematics degree, because I don't know for you if it was the case that you was trying to do something before that or not. So I know, like, for me, I technically had, I think, close to 150 because I tried a double major at one point at the beginning of my career. So that's why I know I had more than the 120 that you're supposed to have, and I can't remember what it is for other places. I think on those who are in the north, they have 3 semesters, where they have 3 semesters in one fall semester. That sometimes they have to worry about 150 credits instead of 120 credits. Like, I want to get breakfast, but I don't remember what's around me, and I don't want to be that I forget where I'm going if I went too far. Oh well. I can always look at the GPS later. So I know if I go further ahead, it's 2 gas stations, but past that, I don't know. Hello, Slenderman. How are you doing? Welcome in. Hope things been going good for you. I think I saw your name briefly, if I'm remembering the username correctly. And I know I usually say Slender to you when I see you in Sour Stream. That's good to hear. Once I finish parking, I will read what I missed, Brother Adam. I know you said something, and I read some of it, but then I had to worry about someone being on my blind spot when I was getting to this parking lot. Okay, there we go. Trail guiding in between. I understand that. To introduce, yeah. Makes sense. Since on the difference that you went. Yeah. Nice slender. I understand that, brother. Yeah, a lot of jobs because of different things that they did that you're just like, I can't find anything. And then other times you're like, you look at a job position and you're just like, that is so fake. It's not even funny. That you're like, that can't be from the actual company. Alrighty, Slender. I understand that completely, brother. Maybe if you ever do decide to stream besides just on the PlayStation, that'd be something that you can do in IRL stream, being like, and showing people how to set up things, different things like that. Might gain traction for you if you ever do decide to do YouTube on a side thing or whatnot, or just showcase what you enjoy doing, because that's what I do when I'm doing this or the game. In games, I just enjoy showcasing things. Except in the day, like I told you guys before, I know that I'm not, in a lot of people's eyes, they're still shocked I'm a gamer when I'm talking to people in real life. And sometimes, and when I tell anyone that I'm a math degree and sometimes talk about deep topics, they're just like, what? You're a math person. Why are you thinking about that? I know, brother. I remember your other channel. At some point, I need to stop by there more often for you. But I'm just being funny at the same time. Because I know that it's just one of those things to laugh about now. When we first look at it, it's like, huh? Because it's part of the reason why, and I think I have it in the description of these videos too, but you'll see that I have like 6 to 7 different channels. Because I was just like, when I thought about splitting up my content more, like the Rhypi talks before, remembered that I had to have at least 50 to be able to do it from the phone. Thought about doing these streams on there, and then I'm like, oh, can't do it yet. Oops. I understand that, brother. I just know for me, I always feel bad if I can't be in everyone's stream, but I know everyone will keep telling me, it's like, hey, don't stress about it. You've done so much to get this job. Don't stress about it right now. Just watch it after the fact if you want to, like you usually do. Yeah. Yeah, for me, even when I was looking for my full-time job, I just enjoy it, just to do something and showcase things that I'm not worried about it being that in the long term, having it where I'm expecting it to be something that I can stop my full-time job for. I know some YouTubers get that lucky and Twitch streamers, but for me, it's like, I'm not worried about having a manager. I'm not worried about being in an organization and stuff like that. It's at this point for me, it's uh, just figuring out how I can slowly grow the channel. And when I'm able to play games that have other people, do I know people that want to play it? Just so people get a chance to play something with me. Because I know some of them have been wanting me to play something like that. And, I get it at least once a week when I'm playing World of Warcraft or other games even sometimes that I have someone's like, so when's Fortnite? When's Call of Duty? And the Battlefield and stuff like that. But for me, it's the funny thing is that I've had one who's like, are you gonna play some Battlefield 2042? I've never seen you play it. I'm like, if you look back at my early days before I started naming the game in the stream, you might be able to see some of the stuff that I used to play. Yeah. And then for me, it's just that interesting things, like, especially when it's a small streamer, it's like, okay, are they just happen to find that one person that wants to donate that much, or is it someone that's their friend that they're trying to entice other people to donate because they see someone doing a big no-no? Who knows for sure on that too. I'm completely on the insurance stuff. Because I know technically for me that I now, because from early days I have one that sometimes when he's doing well, sometimes I get a big donation, but I don't expect it every time because I know he's a busy person we're when I'm usually streaming, so, or that he's trying to rest up for the next day, so I don't expect to see it ever. So anytime I see the notification that he's sent something, I'm like, wait, what? And for me, it's just the case that I try to stuff too much just because I'm like I don't want anyone to feel like that I'm just asking for it, because I know how I felt back in January, how I felt back in 2 September, 3 September ago, excuse me, that I let someone borrow one and it got returned back. As far as like different things that I share with people. That's why sometimes I purposely put my names just so look at it, remind yourself and themselves to make a copy and then bring it back and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of phrases people be not sure, like when you're a kid, when you first hear it, be like, I'm not sure what that means. And then you have some quotes that make sense right away, but then has a deeper meaning once you experience more. And you're just like, oh, okay. So it's just one of those interesting things, to say the least. And then you have the quotes that made sense to you as a kid, and then you hear the quote again as an adult, and you're just like, why was this a quote? I've had that sometimes happen when I look up inspirational quotes to decide to do something for a quote of the week. All of a sudden, I see a quote from a celebrity. Sometimes like that just simply says, "I like orange things." It's a quote sometimes for an inspirational quote. I'm like, why is that an inspirational quote? And stuff like that. That I've seen sometimes. Oh gosh. But I'll go ahead and let you guys go since I need to make copies this morning. Understand that, Brother Adam. But we got this. Hopefully, I can't promise the vertical stream tonight, but tonight is Demo Thursdays, so hopefully I figure out a demo that I want to play for next week. Understand that, Brother Adam. but hopefully see you guys when I'm doing Demo Thursdays. Don't know what game I'm doing yet, but we'll find out shortly. But hope everyone has a good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when you're watching this stream. That I need to make copies, so I'll see you guys later on. See you guys next time. Peace.